So I wanted to give a couple of tips and feedback about some of the strengths of this year's body of work of posters. This is my second year judging, and I found that in particular there was some awesome artwork that was submitted throughout all these different grades. In addition to artwork, that's really the reason or one of the most eye-catching things that brings somebody over to look at your poster. So in addition to artwork, we also had some really cool, catchy slogans. So if you're one of those who put together a really neat expression or phrase, blow the whistle on Canada Thistle was one of them. Congrats to you, because they were really, really memorable this time of year, or this year, I should say. The other really neat thing that I wanted to mention is that we, in particular, had a lot of posters that were focusing on a terrestrial invasive species. So that means an invasive that grows on land instead of being found in our waters or riverways or that kind of thing. These terrestrial invasives sometimes are a little bit less well known. So if you're one of those people who had the creativity and kind of the courage to take on one of those lesser known species, congratulations to you. So a couple of examples would be our wild parsnip, which is a weed that we're just starting to see in our area in the Northwoods. We have spotted knapweed, which grows on land, of course, not water. And of course, Canada thistle here is another weed that we're just starting to see, and we've got lots of that in our area. Purple loosestrife is one of our borderline species, which we can find in water and on land and everywhere in between. So great job to everybody who chose to do a terrestrial invasive, and we look forward to seeing a lot of those next year as well. Okay, so my next tip is I wanted to show two posters where the main feature of the poster is a visual one or a piece of artwork that really draws your eye in. And the message here is keep your message short and sweet. So we don't want you to feel like you have to write a research report or something like a whole book report on this species on one poster. Keeping your message clear, use as few words as possible to really kind of express that same meaning if you possibly can. People can get distracted really easily when there's a lot of visual clutter on the same page. So using very few words and just a couple of bits of art can really pack a better punch. So here's an example up here. This award winner chose to do one really nicely illustrated picture, a short slogan on top, and then they do have some really helpful information over on the side. But you can see the poster is well balanced. So that's what we call symmetry. So we have lots on the left, lots on the right, but everything is fairly neat and, again, not too long or wordy. And then the other one I was going to point out is actually down here, really similar, but we've got the artwork and some printing and a very nice short slogan that gets to the point really quickly. Okay, my next tip for looking at the general eye-popping qualities of these posters is something called contrast. And you've probably studied this in art class, maybe even all kinds of different subject matters. As judges, really just as people walking by a poster that's going to deliver a message, we can't help but be attracted to the ones that stand out. So using contrast to your benefit is going to draw the judge's eye over to your piece, and it might even lead us to spend a few extra minutes having a look at your piece and reading the message and making it that much more memorable. So what do we mean by contrast? We mean opposites. So a light background and then a bright red with clearly delineated lettering. You can read this super well compared with, imagine if it were just written maybe in a light pencil. That's the opposite of something that really pops. So having the opposite on the same page is what we mean by contrast. This is another great example of it. We've got a few award winners here to show. We have color, we have a white background that makes the black and the dark green really stand out. So when you're designing your poster, remember contrast and color, something that really attracts the eye to bring it in. And then remember, you can use your artwork to demonstrate a message as well, or you can use writing. It's not always required to use both. So right here, we can see those potentially damaging pincers of this rusty crayfish, and that helps to really drive the message home of just how damaging that species can be. Okay, my last big tip for creating a successful poster is to remember that sometimes you need to explain a word that people don't see necessarily every day. It's easier to understand the message of the poster if you explain why the species is invasive. So the take-home message here is give a reason. For example, this beautiful poster here focusing on the emerald ash borer insect, the very first thing that our eye is drawn to is probably the artwork, but then after that we tend to read left first. And the question that is posed at the very beginning is, why are they a problem? Not just that these insects are from somewhere else and we need to minimize them or get rid of them, but what are they doing? They appeared in this year, and ever since they have been destroying ash trees by laying their young in the bark and chipping away at these trees for food. This lowers the qualities of this potential native species for homes for other insects. So right away we know why, and then we can proceed and read a little bit more about that insect. So remembering to explain the wording that we use can really help to make this poster mean something to somebody who's going to see it walking by.